Hello, and welcome to Hawks Flight Farm's fourth episode of Book Corner Reviews. And today we've got a guest. This is Aquila. She is a hawk-headed parrot, and hopefully she is on her best behavior and doesn't try and eat my ear. So anyway, we're going to get started. Doing things a little bit differently today. We're going to do 4 books. One of them is, well, actually 2 of them are trilogies, and it's all fiction, and they all have a common theme of birds of prey, except for one, which is more of a bonus book in this review, and we'll get to that later. But we'll start with the first one. And a lot of people might know this one already. But it is My Side of the Mountain by Craighead George. And this is a trilogy. We also have The Far Side of the Mountain and Frightful's Mountain, which makes up the rest of the trilogy. This book is very special to me. I read this when I was about 14 years old. And it is what introduced me to the world of falconry. And after I read it, that's when I decided to read as much as I could about falconry and that someday I was going to become a falconer. And a lot of falconers, if you speak to them, kind of go along the same route. They read My Side of the Mountain and they wanted to be falconers. Of course, a lot of it is due to most of them liked birds of prey and raptors from the get-go, which was the same thing for me, but a lot of us didn't even know falconry existed until we read this book. So I recommend this. Craighead George, they did a lot of wildlife-related books. A lot of them were written primarily for children. They do have other more adult-orientated books, but definitely read this trilogy. They're very short. This one is 177 pages, and it's just, you could read it in a day. I mean, do it. The next one is Flights of Fantasy by, it's not actually by, it's edited by Mercedes Lackey. And I say edited by, this book is made up of shorter stories by various fantasy authors. The last story in the book is written by Mercedes Lackey, and they are all based on birds of prey, except for the first one, which happens to be one of my favorites. That one is a Nordic story that has ravens in it during the time of the Vikings, and I really did enjoy that one. This book is about 309 pages long, and it is just a collection of stories, and I've read this book several times, and it doesn't get old. So definitely recommend this as well. Okay. The next one is Black Wings Beating by Alex London. Now, this book is the first in a trilogy, and the other 2 books are, can't freaking remember the other one. Anyway, the next 2 books in the series are listed right here, and I do have them. I just didn't want a stack of books on my desk. So, Black Wings Beating is a young adult trilogy, and it's about 422 pages long in the first book. And it's been a while since I've read this trilogy, but I wanted to include it in this review because it is a very good trilogy. It is based loosely on falconry. And I say loosely because the falconry in here is not real falconry. And if you read that, you read these books, you'll understand. The author did talk to falconer Mike Dupuy, who I know personally. He's a very good falconer. Just to get mainly the equipment names and kind of the terminology in falconry down, which they do use very well in the books. I'm going to give you kind of a synopsis on this trilogy, or at least the first book. It's based on a country called Uztar, and it follows two young people named Bryson and his sister Kylie. And in the country of Uztar, birds of prey are very revered, and falconers are the most honored people in this country. And Bryson strives to be a great falconer, and his twin sister Kylie possesses ancient gifts for it, but isn't as interested in becoming a falconer. And then their village gets invaded, and they have to go on a journey into the mountains, and they have to look for a bird called the mythic ghost eagle, and they need to trap it to help out their village and their country. And this is just like a short rundown. Look up for a more detailed synopsis on Amazon, and I will give you all the links to these books for Amazon. And I don't have a list of prices like I normally do, because this is just kind of a quick run-of-the-mill thing. It's been busy this week. So those are the 3 books that I'm going to review. Once again, 2 of them are trilogies. One is just a collection of short stories. The other one is more of a bonus book that I'm just sticking into this episode. I just read it, and I kind of want to review it before I forget it, because my memory sucks. So, what are you doing back there? So that book is Of Bone and Thunder by Chris Evans. Now, this book is also a fiction book, and it is based loosely off of the Vietnam War, but it is the Vietnam War if it took place in a fictional country, and it has magic and dragons in it. So I'm a big dragon fan and love books with dragons, and you will see more of those in my reviews. And the person that wrote this book, Mr. Evans, he is a Vietnam War historian, so he did have some knowledge of how the Vietnam War was that he used in this book. Vietnam War is before my time, but I have spoke with Vietnam veterans. I don't know what they might say on this book. Once again, it's a fantasy book, you know, but it does have the jungles in it, and kind of what I would think maybe jungle warfare would look like. It does have what they call rat holes in it, tunnel warfare, and the dragons are on the side of the good guys, and they're used in the military encounters. And the magic is used on both sides, and the magic users are called Thoms. The dragons, their nicknames are Rags. And there is some other nicknames and verbiage in here that they don't really walk you into. You just kind of have to figure it out for yourself. But it is a good book. Little short to start up until about a little before halfway through. I thought a little slow. But once you get to about the halfway part, it really starts going down and it speeds up. and it's good. And I also recommend that too, especially if you like dragons and that kind of thing. So that's what I got for you in this episode. If you want to drop me a comment, let me know if this kind of thing is what you want to see more of, me reviewing more books in one episode. I honestly think from what I've seen from other book reviewers, that seems to be more of what people want, so I might stick with that. Next episode will be another group of fictional books. My reading has slowed down because I've been busy trying to get... Seriously? Okay, I have no idea what I was saying before I had to go and clean up some bird poop. Thanks, Aquila. Yep, there's the ear. Anyway, so we'll stick with the multiple book reviews for the next episode. And once again, I'll link all of the Amazon links to all the books that I shared today. And hopefully you'll enjoy them. So, until next time, say bye, Aquila. Okay. He gives kisses. See you guys later. Bye. Okay, this is coming in after the fact, but I totally forgot to actually tell you what my side of the mountain was about, because basically everybody I know has already read the book, so I guess I just automatically assumed people know what it's about. I don't know. Anyway, it's just been one of those weeks, one of those days. So my side of the mountain follows a boy by the name of Sam Gribley. He's a young teenager, and he decides that he's going to run away from New York City, where he lives, and live in the Catskill Mountains by himself and just live off the wilderness. And so the book just kind of goes around how he does that, how he lives off the land, how he makes his own little tree house, and how he goes about finding a baby peregrine falcon and names her Frightful and trains her to hunt for him. And that's where the falconry comes in. And it is, like I said, a wonderful little book. And I've always loved books like this. And it accumulates in his family finding him and everything. And then the story kind of goes on in the sequels. And the third book, Frightful's Mountain, tells the story of Frightful after he releases her, and how her life is, and how she raises babies, and all this other stuff. So once again, really recommend reading the trilogy. Sorry I forgot to actually include what the book was about over the head. So once again, link to the book through Amazon will be in the description below. And yeah, so there's that. Sorry for being an idiot, guys. Bye.